Hi there! Welcome back to my channel. In case we haven't met before, I'm Anastasia, the founder of All You Can Face, and I'm passionate about teaching you how to exercise your facial muscles, because what happens beneath the skin is equally important as what we put on top of it to stay looking beautiful and age gracefully. And today, I will talk about the one skincare product you should absolutely invest in to age more beautifully and gracefully, and that is sunscreen. If you follow me on my Instagram, TikTok, or any other channel, you probably know that my holy grail when it comes to skincare is truly SPF. And to be honest, I'm not alone. There's tons of beauty bloggers, dermatologists, skincare experts out there that say you absolutely need to wear SPF to protect your skin and keep it beautiful. And while we all know SPF is important, there are probably some questions out there which you might ask yourself, and these are: how to use the right SPF for your skin type? Is SPF really that important? And do you need to wear SPF truly also indoors? And should you be worried about harmful ingredients in SPF in general? These questions and many more we will explore today. So, let's go! The most bulletproof thing you can actually do to avoid sun damage is to stay out of the sun. But avoiding the sun constantly might not be as fun, especially that the sun can lift your mood and help with vitamin D production, and generally, when it comes to summer, who doesn't want to walk around in the park, sit at the beach, and just enjoy the beautiful weather? So how can we make these activities more safe and keep your skin beautiful while also have fun during life? So let's first understand what actually sun radiation is. We often hear the term UVA, UVB, and UV rays in general, but what are these really? UV radiation is actually electromagnetic radiation, and a little bit is actually very important for your vitamin D production. However, overexposing your skin to the sun excessively might cause more harm than good. And that is, for example, all this like ugly things you do not want to have in your skin, like such as dark spots, wrinkles, premature aging, but also it can harm your immune system, cause damage to your eyes, and much more, which we do not want. So let's understand those rays better. So UV rays can be divided into 3 wavelengths. There's like the long wave, which is UVA, the mid wave, which is UVB, and then there's the short wavelength, which is UVC. So UVC is already absorbed by the ozone before it actually reaches the earth, so that can be ignored for now. But let's focus on UVA and UVB rays. So the UVB rays can really cause damage to the surface of your skin, such as sunburn, red skin, and overall irritation. UVA rays, so the long waves, are in charge of tanning, but also reaching the dermis deeper in the skin, and also are causing your skin to age prematurely. That includes sagging skin, wrinkles, and in the long run can even cause cancer. So one easy way to remember the UVA and UVB rays is UVB, you can remember, stands for burning, and UVA stands for aging. There's no sunscreen in the world which can protect you 100%, but at least they help you to stay longer in the sun and enjoy the weather longer, and at least give you some sort of protection throughout your life. SPF, or sun protection factor, measures how long you can stay in the sun without getting burnt. So for example, if your skin starts to burn after 5 minutes, then with an SPF 30 you can stay 30 times longer in the sun than you would without using SPF at all. But to be honest, these are rare measures, so you should reapply your sunscreen regularly. Because, for example, SPF 30 protects your skin 97% from UV rays, then SPF 50 protects you 98% from UV rays, and the important thing to understand is that there's not a huge difference. So if you use SPF 50 or SPF 30, you still need to reapply both after approximately 2 hours. A qualified SPF needs to protect you from UVB and UVA rays. So look for tags on your sunscreen such as multi-spectrum, broad spectrum, or UVA, UVB protection. Now that we understand the rays a little bit better, let's dive deeper into the sorts of sunscreens that are out there. And we can divide them into two categories, mainly chemical or physical sunscreens. And the difference in those sunscreens is actually what ingredients are used, which make them in the end chemical or physical. And the so-called physical sunscreens are usually zinc oxide or titanium dioxide based, which means they form a layer on your skin, and when the sun hits your skin, it reflects the sunlight away from your skin again. Just like little mirrors and particles on your skin, which de-reflect the sun, so you are protected. Chemical UV filters actually absorb the UV light and convert them into harmless energy, which then protect your skin as well. Since actually zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are chemicals, it would be actually better to recall those UV filters and call the physical sunscreen inorganic filters and the chemical ones organic. So let's look at the pros and cons when it comes to the physical sunscreens and chemical sunscreen. Let's start with the inorganic filters, mainly the physical sunscreens. So physical sunscreens obviously protect you from UVA and UVB rays alike, and the interesting thing is that they can be used during pregnancy, on babies, and it's especially great for skin which is very sensitive to heat. So people with rosacea might tend to use these ingredients more. Also, acne-prone skin is probably better off with physical sunscreens because they will not irritate your skin as much as chemical sunscreens will do. So what are the cons when it comes to physical sunscreens? It actually can rub off pretty easily due to friction or sweat, and therefore you need to apply it more often. It can oftentimes also appear more chalky and white, especially if you have a darker skin tone. Your skin can look very quickly ashy and dull. And because it's a layer which is like obviously covering your face, it can also quite easily feel very heavy on your skin under makeup. And you truly need to use a lot in order to make it effective. If you just use a tiny bit and spread it around, obviously the sun can still hit the skin and then cause sun damage. Now let's talk about the chemical sunscreens or organic SPF, so to speak. And the pros when it comes to chemical sunscreen is that they are usually thinner in texture and therefore easier to apply, and you can use a little bit less product. Nevertheless, try not to be stingy with your SPF because it's very important to use a great amount, but we will come to that later. Another great thing also when it comes to chemical sunscreens is that you can pair them with all kinds of active ingredients and make the chemical SPF work harder and have even more effects than only protecting you from the sun. So what are the cons when it comes to chemical SPF? It can actually irritate your skin probably easier than physical sunscreens can do because there's just more ingredients in them. It also only becomes usually effective after 20 minutes of application. So you would need to wait a little bit before going out into the sun. And because chemical sunscreens convert the UV rays into heat, it is probably, as I already mentioned, not really great for rosacea-prone skin or people who are really heat sensitive. And they can also clog your pores. So if you tend to have acne-prone skin, I would absolutely stick to physical sunscreens. So how often should you actually apply sunscreen throughout the day or throughout your life? So whether it's cloudy, rainy, sunny, you are indoors or outdoors, sun damage can be caused 365 days a year. So basically, you should apply your sunscreens every day. If you're outside, then you should even reapply it every 2 hours. I, for example, use a spray, but hold your breath because you shouldn't inhale those fumes. And I sometimes also even have a powder with an SPF 50 to touch up my face. Those powders are great to touch up, but shouldn't be used only to protect you from the sun because you would need actually a lot of powder in order to make the UV protection really potent. And with that, we get to the next topic, how to apply actually your SPF correctly. If you're not applying your sunscreens correctly, then they will not effective and not protecting you from the sun. So SPF should always be applied as the last step in your skincare routine. So if you cleanse, use your moisturizer or serums, everything, do that before, and then as the last layer, use your SPF. That's why I also recommend all my students who do facial exercises and massages, do them on a moisturized face or a little bit of oil, then wait till all this product absorbs, do your exercises and all your routines, and then as the last step, without afterwards touching your face that much, apply your sunscreen. You can of course apply your makeup afterwards, but wait a couple of minutes until the sunscreen has time to absorb and protect your skin sufficiently. The best combo for the day for me is actually to use an antioxidant serum such as a vitamin C and then use SPF. So you have a double protection against pollution and all this gunk in the environment and UV rays. And of course you should apply sunscreen to any exposed area when you go outside. And oftentimes we neglect our necks, our ears, behind our ears, so make sure to really cover those areas as well. And if you, for example, wear shorts or a dress, then try to apply your sunscreen, wait a couple of minutes so it can absorb into your skin and really function properly. So now let's get to this big question: should you really wear SPF indoors? So even though you're probably not sitting at a beach or pool outside every day, you will probably very likely come in contact with UV rays. And that is through your window, through glass, and anything which actually can absorb UV rays and even like reflect towards your skin again. And this is why I always say, let's be better safe than sorry and just apply an SPF every day. You can actually look for moisturizers who already have at least an SPF of 30. And if you're inside, me personally, I do not reapply all the time. But if I go out and I feel like I'm very active, then I absolutely have my powder with me, my little spray, and I try to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. And I have to admit, I started this 2 years ago and my skin really improved in that time already. So let's get to the last question. Are there actually harmful ingredients in your SPF? SPF is usually going under rigorous tests before they can even go to market in any country. So you probably be more safe wearing SPF than not wearing it because you're scared of certain ingredients and then really causing skin cancer. And if you have very sensitive skin, then try to stick to physical sunscreens, which can probably irritate your skin less than chemical ones. So which SPF is the best for you? I honestly have to say, you really need to try and test things out. I'm happy to show you the ones I'm using, and I really use them on a daily basis and love them. But look at your skin and see what your needs are. Go into your closest drugstore and just try and test things out. While this sounds expensive, I guarantee you not protecting yourself from the sun will even get you more money out of your pocket if you start paying more for anti-aging products or even get skin conditions such as skin cancer. So try and test the best things out, have a look in your near drugstore and just decide what works best for you. The best sunscreen in the end is actually the one you are using. So my ultimate favorite SPFs are actually these ones, and I'm happy to link them. I'm not paid by these brands and I really genuinely love these products. And never forget also to protect your lips when you're going outside, because the skin around your lips is very, very thin. It's almost as thin as under the eyes, so never forget this area. And with that being said, I hope you liked this video. I hope I could introduce you to the world of SPF. While there's amazing content already out there on YouTube, I do think this was a good introduction and a good guide when it comes to SPF overall. And if you're generally interested in how to become the best version of yourself, age more beautifully and gracefully, then hit the notification bell, subscribe to this channel, and I would love to see you again. And the next video will come out next week. So till then, have a wonderful day.